Local 3 Sports with Jake Duran.
On Saturday, the Northern Michigan football team will welcome in the Michigan Tech Huskies for a primetime rivalry game under the lights of the Superior Dome. I caught up with both teams to talk about the matchup and what to expect this weekend. The Northern Michigan Wildcats and Michigan Tech Huskies have been going head-to-head on the gridiron annually since 1920. Since 2002, the winner of the rivalry has been awarded the Miners Cup, and for the past 12 years, that trophy has been in the possession of the Huskies.
Obviously, this is a huge game for people around the UP, alums of both schools. You know, the rivalry game, you decide to put on a Michigan Tech uniform, whatever year it is that you commit here. Beating Northern Michigan is one of our priorities in our programs.
You know, there's a lot of hype about it, right? There's the Miners Cup. I mean, it's an actual trophy that gets to stay with you for the year, and we haven't had that in a while. And so there's a lot of things that are external that are, you know, kind of a part of this and a big deal, and a lot of people talk about it. And, you know, I think we do understand the importance of it. I think our team really gets, you know, how important that we are able to win this game, you know, and it says a lot about the UP. It says a lot about recruiting, and there's a lot of implications, right?
Michigan Tech comes into the game with a 3-2 record, looking to get back into the win column after falling in their previous 2 outings. At 0-6, Northern Michigan continues to search for their first victory of their season, but as we know, when it comes to a rivalry game, records go out the window.
Week to week means nothing when it gets to that particular day, so you know, our guys will not be looking forward to anybody or looking past Northern for any reason. We will have our guys ready to go when we get there and know that we're going to be in a 4-quarter battle.
While it can be easy to get caught up into the hype leading up to a big-time rivalry game, both teams say they are focused on themselves and what they can control.
That's the challenge as coaches, to make sure that we're going to play our absolute best. We're going to focus on just making sure that our fundamentals and the mistakes that we have made in the past, that we try to continue to learn from those. And, you know, when it comes down to it, you want the emotional energy to be with you, but you can't stop there, right? That's not enough to help win the game and to beat a good opponent. And so you have to have the effort on the field. You have to have the execution on the field. And so we've got to really work hard at all 3 of those categories to make sure that they match up and mesh up really well together.
You know, there's stuff that we need to get cleaned up on our own end. The way we play, our team discipline in terms of our penalties that we talked about earlier in the week, and everything that way. So how we approach the game Saturday, 100% between our ears and our effort, discipline, the way we attack everything, it's all about what Michigan Tech does. Obviously there's going to be some other things that happen. We got to prep for scheme-wise with what Northern does and so on and so forth. But anytime you're in a rivalry game, you know, getting your guys to make sure that they're focused on everything they can, to not let the outside noise, if you will, affect what we're doing. We got enough to worry about in between the lines than the other stuff.
Adding more intrigue to the game is the amount of local UP talent that will be taking part.
Oh, it's the biggest game of the year. You know, people like to refer to it as the Uper Bowl or the UP Super Bowl. It's all anyone can talk about all year, and especially the week leading up to it.
It's special. I mean, every school has their rivalry, and it's fun. It's exciting. You get to test yourself. The team gets to be part of something special. Yeah, overall it's just a special environment that we get once every year.
Yeah, obviously this week means a little bit more with it being another team in the UP that we've had a rivalry against for a long time. It's just a big week of practice, preparation. It just means a little bit more to everyone here. This is the first game I'm going to be a part of on the field, which is going to be just another level above. But yeah, I was one of the kids that was always a part of watching it, whether it was on TV or at the Dome, and I know what it means to everyone growing up in this area. So
having grown up, I mean, a couple blocks from the Dome, you know, always catching the games there, coming to check out the games here at times, you know, it's something I've been around, like you said. Extremely happy and fortunate to say that I'm now part of the games, get to play in them, you know, and it's interesting to see how that dynamic changes over the years, but yeah, very blessed, very fortunate to be part of the games now.
When the schools bring in student athletes from the Upper Peninsula, they know the intensity and history of the matchup.
The thing that I think about when recruiting the UP kids is those are guys that are going to be true to who Northern Michigan is. They're going to understand the environment, the culture, the climate. those guys are going to be invested in what we're doing, and so that is worth a lot. You're able to use that inherent motivation from them, and you can develop those guys.
You know, when you're growing up in the UP or have any familiarity with Northern and Tech, whether you're from downstate Michigan and your dad went here, or you're from Minnesota and you got a relative, if you know anything about this rivalry, when this week shows up, football, basketball, hockey, volleyball, doesn't matter what it is, it's a different deal. So the excitement of not only playing in the Dome at nighttime is going to be great from an atmosphere standpoint, but now you put the rivalry on top of it and adds a little bit of extra juice for sure.